Hello, I'm Emily. I'm an educator at MOHAI, and this is Collection Connections, Objects and Questions, where we take a quick peek into Seattle history by taking a close look at one item in our teaching collection to see what it can tell us about the past. Today, we're going to be exploring what we like to call years of growth and change in early Seattle history, and this is our object. But first, let's have a think. So, when I think about early Seattle history, when Seattle is first becoming a city, I'm thinking of the period between 1870 and 1910. I'm thinking about just the huge amounts of growth that are happening in the city, both population-wise and also the city is expanding and expanding its boundaries. And there are so many things that happen at this time. There is Washington becoming a state. There's the Klondike Gold Rush, which is bringing a lot of people through the city on their way to Alaska. There's a lot of infrastructure projects, so building railways and streetcars and putting in lights and moving whole hills to change the landscape of the city. And there's also a World's Fair at this time. And a lot of other cities in the United States are going through this too. A lot of cities are getting bigger. The United States is also expanding into new territories at this time and colonizing places like Hawaii or the Philippines or Puerto Rico. And when I think about this period, I also just think about how fast everything is moving technologically. This is a time when we go from trains to cars. This is a time when we first have indoor electricity starting to become common. We've got the telephone. This is a time when we transition from still moving photographs to movies towards the end of this period. It's just super cool to think about just how quickly everything was changing and also how strange and wonderful it might have been. So that's a great thing. Let's take a look at our object. This is the object we'll be exploring today. Our first step is to use our senses to make as many observations as possible. So first thing I'm going to notice is the materials. We've got wood here. We've got, this feels like leather. It's really stiff though. And there's kind of these metal connector pieces. And this is kind of soft. It almost feels like felt, which is interesting. And if we take a look inside, you'll notice there's some glass lenses, and they're kind of warped in shape. It looks like there's some more metal on the other side as well, kind of connecting these together and then also connecting this handle here. And speaking of pieces, this looks like a handle. It's got a nice curved shape and it moves, which is cool. And this bar here also moves too. And it looks like these are kind of meant to go on the ends of something. I'm not entirely sure. And this looks like something that would go on a face. It looks like you would have this close up to your face. It's kind of shaped, curved, maybe for a forehead. And it's got two viewfinders, one for each eye. And so my guess is that you put your face here and you're looking this way. Maybe you hold it with your hand, but I don't know, that doesn't seem super exciting. I think something is missing. I really do. I think whatever it is meant to be viewed and that it would be easy to use, but I don't think that you would see anything if you use this way. Okay, so we've got cards here. They're kind of cardboardy, and they've got what look like the same picture side by side. I'm gonna put it in this contraption here, and let's take a look, see what happens. Okay, so it's kind of, let's see. Wow, super cool. So I'm looking at the picture and it's 3D. There's a caption at the bottom and it says scenery in Upper India. And there's lots of big tall palm trees and people standing in and near water. Some of them are carrying really large bundles of what look like grass. And there's this other person, they're standing near a cow. And there are these carts in the background as well. Super cool. So this is what's called a stereoscope. It was a really popular form of entertainment, both for entertainment and learning. At the time that we're thinking about. So this is before movies and television. And so this was something that people might have had in their home, and they would have had lots of different cards like this that they would have looked at for fun. It's really neat that it makes a 3D image. The way that it works is that you've got the same picture side by side, just from two very slightly different perspectives. And this used to be designed like a box that you would view into, but then someone made a version like this that's really easy to use with one hand and is really cheap to make, and they didn't patent it. So lots of people started making them and they appeared in lots and lots of homes. So what I think this tells us about Seattle at this time is it tells us a little bit more about what would have been fun and kind of new and exciting. A lot of the cards, at least in this set, so we've got views from India, and we've got pictures of people kind of working out in a large landscape. And the caption says, "The body is strengthened by proper exercise, the eyes are no exception." That's interesting. And then this one is a picture of a statue. So what this tells me is that this is a way to kind of see places that are far away and places that you might not ever get a chance to go to. And that tells me that maybe travel wasn't super common at that time, that even if you had things like trains, that it was still really hard to get places that were far away and probably a little bit expensive. And this really reminds me of virtual reality as well. So one of the things that I'm super curious about is learning more about how 3D and kind of immersive experiences are made or constructed. What are you curious about, either about 3D technology or Seattle at this period? You can explore some of your history questions on the MOHAI website. That's mohai.org, and that's spelled mohai.org. You can also email us at education@mohai.org to send us suggestions and things that you would like to see in new Collection Connections Objects in Question videos. And that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching.